I have a Space Center Houston postcard, which is sent to us by Jason Tucker Esquire. Attorney, perhaps? I don't know. He says, greetings from Space Center Houston. What is your favorite movie about astronauts?
Good question.
He's got a list. Would you like me to read the list?
Go ahead.
The Right Stuff. Probably at the top of most people's list. Space Cowboys. I Dream of Jeannie. Gravity. Gagarin, First in Space. Apollo 13. Wings of... Can't quite read that.
Okay.
The Martian. 2001: A Space Odyssey. I thought The Martian was very good. I liked it a lot.
I would put it between The Martian and Apollo 13.
Yeah. I think I would really love The Right Stuff if I was an adult when that came out. It was a little before my time. It doesn't hit me in the way it hit someone in 1983 or whenever it came out.
Yeah, I would have been like a junior in high school, saw it in theaters. It didn't move me.
Yeah. When you go to our website, welcometothebasementshow.com, you can see our entire back catalog, including our The Meg episode, which you can no longer watch on YouTube. You can only see it on our website. And there are PayPal donation buttons that you can click on to make a one-time or rolling monthly donation to support the show. Rolling monthly donations, you ask? Yes, that's an option. You donate a little bit every month, and it helps us out. I am now going to salute a short list of some of our rolling monthly donors. Kevin, Wilson, Jay, Aaron, Charles, Dan, Jonathan, David, Mara, Stephanie, Michael, Sabrina, Ashton, Clayton, Jennifer, Eric, Zach, Graham, Maura, Andrea, Evan, and Alessio. The rest of our rolling monthly donors later in the show.
Salute.
And now, viewer questions.
All right, we have a question from Katrine Jesselback. Do you have a favorite book that you just long to see on the big screen? I do.
Yes.
The Curious Case of Sid Finch by George Plimpton.
I don't know this book.
I am a big sucker for a good baseball movie. And in the 1980s, George Plimpton, on Sports Illustrated's April Fool's Day issue, wrote an article about this guy who was in the Mets training camp who was a Tibetan monk who could throw a 168-mile-an-hour fastball. Also, he was a professional quality French horn player, and he was trying to decide between the symphony and becoming a pro pitcher.
Okay.
It was ludicrous, but it was well written, and they got the Mets to participate. So they send a guy down who's like a high school science teacher, but he's this tall, gangly guy. Like, if anybody could throw a 168-mile-an-hour fastball, it's this guy.
Yeah.
They send him down to Mets training camp, take a bunch of pictures, and people bought it.
Huh.
Managers of other teams were calling the commissioner at home. This is a threat to the integrity of the game. You got to... And it comes out the next week that Plimpton was fooling.
He's making it up.
Yeah. And people, cancel my subscription, the integrity. Blah, blah, blah. And Plimpton went on to write a novel about this.
Huh.
It's one of my favorite novels. I get it out just about every spring when baseball season starts. In that same way that Field of Dreams or Bull Durham, like the intersection of spirituality and baseball. And it's never been done on film, and I would love to see it in competent hands, what someone could do with it.
I'm sure an option for it exists somewhere. It's sitting on a studio shelf somewhere.
Yes.
Langley M. Neely, when you watch a film in a theater, where do you prefer to sit in relation to the screen? I always find myself wanting to sit on the aisle. I don't like being surrounded by people. Even though at theaters nowadays, the seats are 10 feet
You got the
apart.
Barca loungers.
And the aisle is 7 feet wide. And, it's really not... You're not hemmed in by people, but I still have that urge. I always want to sit on the end of the aisle, and I don't mind that the screen is slanty.
I go middle.
Yeah.
Like middle row, middle seat.
I saw, when I was at the film festival, I went to the AMC 6 right before they tore it down.
Yeah.
And they had the old-fashioned seats where they just fold down and you sit in them. And there's a person here and there's a person here.
You gotta keep your elbows in.
Yeah, like, this is like probably the last time I'll experience this in a movie theater in my life. Do you remember Munchie Chi, that toy from the 80s? He looks like a Munchie Chi.
The tailor shop, commissary, sick bay, kitchen, and shoe shop, and they all work for me.
Yep, I am the official Morgan Freeman of this prison.
How about a water call?
One water call every 2 hours. You ought to know the rules by now.
That new warden, a jerk.
He's a real jerk face.
We're young and beautiful to me.
Is that new fish singing? Why, I'm even more attracted to him than I was before.
I don't know anything about how to get any bookings.
Let me worry about the business end.
That's just what Colonel Parker said. And look how that turned out.
Oh, it feels so good.
You're a thieving rat. Now, you listen to me, Sonny. Don't Sonny me, you rat.
You're lucky I don't manslaughter you. Won't you go and treat me nice?
What'd you expect for nothing?
Rubber biscuit? You ain't nothing but 2 hound dogs.
We talked to the surgeon, and he thinks the operation was a success.
You're a woman now.
Before Doug tells us the rest of our rolling monthly donors, I want to remind you that the scary month of Halloween is showing up, and Tony and Rob will be returning as guest hosts for that. They are horror movie buffs through and through, and so it's going to be a lot of fun watching scary movies with them, and we hope you'll join us for that.
These are rolling monthlies?
These are rolling monthlies.
Thank you to rolling monthly donors Amber, James, Katrine, Melanie, Ella, Andres, Nathan, Trevor, Nicholas, Peter, Anne, Emily, Mitchell, Adam, Ralph, Mike, Kempson, Patrick, Alexander, and Mario.
All right, let's open those 2 boxes.
Okay.
They look identical to each other, and I think they're from the same person.
Have a box.
Oh, thank you. This is from Brian in Linden, New Jersey. I do not see a note, but I do see a stack of DVDs.
I have a stack of DVDs and also no note.
Well, Brian has favored us with, why don't we just go back and forth
Okay.
on this. We've got The American President.
Missing.
Red.
Final Terror.
In the Cut.
Gone in 60 seconds.
Fan. With Robert De Niro.
RoboCop 2.
Oh, and we can take a trip back to the 80s with The Falcon and the Snowman.
Ooh.
That might be a good one for the show. What's that about? Oh, it's got Sean Penn in it. Oh. Oh, no, 2 hours and 12 minutes. Too long.
What's your cutoff time?
Like 2 hours.
Okay.
We watched Cabaret. Cabaret was 2:04.
Okay.
Have you seen any of these?
Nothing in this stack. I've seen The American President.
I thought I saw Red. I've seen The American President.
I enjoyed that.
Yeah, it's Martin Sheen pre
West Wing.
West Wing playing the vice president, I believe.
No, I think he's playing the president, isn't he?
No, Michael Douglas is the president.
Oh, that's right. And Annette Bening?
Annette Bening, that's probably where they met. Michael J. Fox. I've seen this. I've definitely seen this. And those I know. Was that RoboCop 2?
RoboCop 2?
I've never seen RoboCop 2. RoboCop 2. Ooh, this is an old one. Look how old it is, folks. Look at that paper cover and this weird little flip flap. This is one of the first DVDs. I'm pretty sure, you guys will correct me if I'm wrong, I think the first DVD release was the original Batman. Tim Burton's Batman. I think it was the first DVD, and it was like this. It was a paper with the flapper.
Matt speaks incorrectly. Adam West is the original Batman. And only Batman in my canon.
The only Batman. Heath Ledger's posthumous Oscar should be revoked and given posthumously to Cesar Romero. I started watching the original Batman.
The Adam West Batman?
Yeah, episode by episode. I
Yes?
sort of lost steam on it.
Does it hold up?
It does, but it does. Parts of it are very funny. I didn't realize that when I was a kid. When I was watching it, I didn't realize it was a comedy. I just thought it was a really corny action show. And I thought, oh, they're telling these lame jokes. Don't they know how? But I didn't. They're supposed to be lame.
Yeah.
Like, it's supposed to be silly.
That totally deadpan.
Yeah, and I didn't get that when I was a kid. I still liked it. I still watched the show.
Yeah.
I liked it when they start socking each other and all that stuff. But
It used to come on after school when I was about 8, and it took me about a year to realize that he was always going to get out of that trap.
yeah,
I'd be at school going, what if the giant clam closes on him when the hourglass runs down?
right. Yeah.